There were 225 newly diagnosed HIV cases in Belize in 2016. That number is 11 fewer than last year's figures.
Overall, we're seeing like there's a trend that the numbers are not increasing nor decreasing. It seems that just like a stable trend happening.
But that number only takes into account the data captured by the Ministry of Health's system. Those numbers only represent the data captured by the Ministry of Health.
Right.
That doesn't include people who screen privately.
Right, and right. So that would also give us a clear indication of where we are as a country. I think some of that tends to do with discrimination and some of the stigma attached to getting tested and things like that. And so people have a tendency sometimes to move away from the ministry system, which also gives us what they have in their system and the data that they have, which tells the ministry's picture. And like you rightly said, some people screen outside. Now, that's not to say that they're not aware of their status and they're not accessing the help that they need. So again, in terms of the overall picture, it might not be within that data, but they are accessing the help.
The Ministry of Health's 2016 stats show that there were 3,665 persons living with HIV, and in 2016, 104 persons died of HIV-related conditions.
For right now, it's estimated that there's a total of 4,268 persons living with it. From that know their status is a total of 2,423. And from that 2,423, we have 2,258 that are linked to care, right? And from that, we have a total of 1,386 that are actually retained in care. From that 1,386 that are retained in care, there's a total of 1,354 that are actually on ARV treatment. And from that, we have a total of 507 of them that are virally suppressed.
Part of our challenge has always been adherence, making sure people stay on their medication and adhere and be helped. Again, HIV breaks down the immune system. You also have to take care of yourself health-wise even more. Right, so this is not a blaming the victim kind of thing, but at the same time, there is some responsibility that everybody has to take. And again, besides me or you're not eating healthy, your immune system is weak, and you're not adhering to your medication. So there will be incidences. It's sad. Like you said, the medication is free.
There were 32,635 HIV tests done in 2016. The 2016 Annual HIV Statistical Report shows that from that number, twice as many women were tested, but more men were HIV positive, with majority of HIV positive persons in the 25 to 49-year-old age range.
We know men tend to take a longer time to go to the clinic whenever they're sick, right? Especially when it comes to testing. Hence the reason why there's more females. So, and especially that the females, the pregnant mothers, they get screened on a regular basis when going to the clinics. Hence the reason why we're getting more females getting tested. Yeah.
But we are seeing more men being infected. Is that correct?
Right. Yes, that's correct. So for every 3 person that gets screened, there's one male being infected.
And of the pregnant mothers tested, there were 35 cases of HIV reported in 2016, and 14 of those cases were new infections. There were 35 babies born last year to HIV-positive mothers, but none HIV positive.
I'm glad to say that for the 2016, there were approximately 50 women that were tested and infected, and from there we had 0 babies being born to those mothers. Yeah.
0 babies. How big is this, and what does the ministry attribute this success to?
Well, this is attributed to early testing and the mothers acquiring coming into the health system at an early stage at pregnancy.
That's great news. I think Belize is one of the few countries in the region with that number. So I think we're very proud of that, and I think the ministry is very proud of that work that they do. And I think that people need to realize, again, going back to the work that we're doing, there are multiple battles that we're winning, right? And so on multiple stages.
The Belize district had the highest number of newly diagnosed HIV cases, with 67 males and 59 females. Toledo had the lowest number of reported infected cases of 6 males and 4 females. With more than 32,000 tests done across the country, The National AIDS Commission says that this is one of the results of increased awareness of HIV.
The programmatic style that we're using, targeting young people, we do have our app that we're using, different ads and ad campaigns and things like that between the ministry and other partners that we're piggybacking on. I think the general public is more aware of and conscious of the fact that testing is very important. And I think with that education, it kind of breaks down the discrimination a bit. And so people walk up to the booths and get tested without fear. And so that might be what you're seeing in terms of the increase of testing.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.